If you want to teach love, if you want to teach compassion, all you can do is be compassionate and love.
Because now that I see what is going on, oh my God, I've been living something else. I've been completely living something else. Why? Because you've been conditioned. Is it your fault? No. So start the process of forgiving yourself as well. Also, start the process of forgiving your father, your mother, your brother, your friends, your boyfriends, the government, the planet, everything. Forgive everything, because nobody is guilty. Nobody is guilty.
Yeah.
We are interacting, we are affected by comets, by moons, by planets, by constellations, by other entities, by other animals, by so many things we are bombarded and interacting with. And so it's not easy to see all of this if you are in the middle of all of that happening. Since the moment you come to Earth. You are a baby. You are like this. We are like babies have their eyes like they want to eat the whole reality because they want to understand. You can see in their eyes how they want to understand life. And their eyes are like plates observing everything. What is this? No, and it's like, yeah, what is this? Of course, you are being bombarded by 2 million infinite stimuli that come from the moon, that come from a planet, that come from your mother, that come from your grandmother, that come from everything. So the child is like this because the child is super sensitive. And it's like, what the where did I come? Why I came to this planet? Here. First, they erase my memory. I don't even know why I'm here. Secondly, I come here with not knowing what is going on, and I'm being bombarded by so much information, so many stimuli, and nobody tells me what's going on really. But they don't seem to know what's going on either. Outside. So I'm here, and I cannot even speak. I cannot even speak. I want to speak and tell to my mother, no, mom, you're gonna get hurt, because the babies have this super connection with the mother that you can tell only by being with them, or by by sleeping together with them. You know that they are feeling you. You just don't know maybe specifically what they are feeling or what they are trying to tell you, but you know that there is a constant communication.
Yeah.
So what does it mean? That there is a communication, and then we are not giving a shit as well about what the baby is feeling and what the baby or the child is experiencing or what they are trying to tell us. And most of the time, adults say to the children, I don't have time for that deep conversation.
Yeah.
So take the tablet and play.
Yeah.
Because it makes my life easier. Play and leave me alone. I want to take some time off, which is good to take some time off, but you brought that child to the world, and that child maybe needs you in order to understand what is going on. And also, by listening to our children, we are going to be at some point so amazed that we are going to see and realize and understand that it's actually them opening our minds, because they are going to be sharing what they feel, and that is going to remind us what we felt when we were in the same position like them.
Yeah. Like
and we
Jack
didn't
even
receive
said
the
to me
help.
yeah, Jack said to me, was it yesterday or the day before? And he comes out with like this beautiful little things every so often. And he just came up to me and he was like lying next to me. And he was like, Mom, I'm really proud of you. And I was just like, I don't even know where that came from. And I was just like, thank you so much. That's lovely. I was like, I'm proud of you too. And then I always, when me and him go to bed, then I'm like, Jack, I'm grateful for you. And then he's like, I'm grateful for you, Mommy. And then like we say stuff like that, but it's, I don't even know where that I'm really proud of you thing came from. Maybe it's something that I've said, but he's like reflecting it back onto me. And it's just those little moments and you're like, wow, like you're pretty cool. Basically.
Maybe that tells you that Jack is 100% aware of your process of evolution.
Yeah.
Because if a child comes to the point of saying randomly, I'm very proud of you, Mom, it's because he's doing a follow-up analysis of what her mom is going through and what her mom had to go through.
Yeah.
So he had that middle point center, and he can perceive in his heart how hard your life had to be before and how much it has changed today. So from his heart, an emotion comes naturally to say, oh, Mom, I'm super proud of you, really.
Yeah.
Super proud. So that means that Jack is awake. That means that he is doing a research, let's say, like a research in a follow-up. What I was saying before, that even if you don't talk, children are feeling, and children are having communication with you because they can feel what you feel.
Yeah. Oh,
I've
known that since he was a baby. Like, even if I was, because I always tried to keep quite mellow, like just positive. Everything had to just be like a nice atmosphere, like, because that's what I like. And but then if there was ever a moment where I was feeling stressed or under pressure or anything like that, I noticed, since he was a very young baby, I noticed that he would play up more, like he would cry more, he would wake up more, he would just like his whole demeanor would change, where he was always quite just a chilled out baby. And then if I ended up like, because you give out energy, you give out vibrations, and he definitely felt that from me, and he reacted to it by crying, because that's all he could do, because he couldn't talk. And I noticed that, like, ever since he was little. Like,
and you are not telling me this only because you have had the experience with Jack. It's because you, before than having Jack, before giving birth to Jack, you were also a Jack. You were also a baby. So, we might have lost that memories, or maybe they are stored somewhere in our subconscious. But I'm speaking the truth, not only from the experience that you are having with Jack by being a mother with Jack, because you also remember this deep inside you, that we were perceiving every single thing. We knew everything that was going on, and we know that we knew at the time. What happens is that we put a wall of the before and after. Something big happened in our life. We create fractals or segments of our life. We again break and divide lives into sections, and from one section to another section, we don't remember how we felt. We don't remember how it was to be there in that little body? How did we see the world when we were there? The only difference for me is that I don't have these segments. I have neutralized the separation between sectors in my life or sections in my life. So today, we turning 44 years, I am remembering how I was feeling 100% when I was 3 years old, or when I was a baby, even just coming to the world. I have had those experiences having meditations, experiencing meditation, and I was literally saying, what the here? Literally, I had that in my meditation. It's like, what the is really? Because and I could see myself, yes, just like in a movie, like you see a camera, and I could see the eyes of the baby looking at everything, and like I say, being bombarded. It's not something that I am currently channeling from information that is stored in the Akashic records. It's also based in the experience that I can remember now. And I know, and I don't have any fear to share this with everyone, because I know that sooner or later everyone is going to remember this as well.
Yeah.
Because it's in the subconscious. They might not agree directly, but that will eventually make them think, and maybe one day also will help them to remember that they were also a child or a boy or a baby, and that they felt also so many things that today we feel like if it was a dream. Yes, it was a dream. It was. It doesn't even belong to my life here, and I'm gonna say, I'm sorry. It does belong to your life, because you were a baby, and you cannot separate that.
No.
And if when you were a teenager, you have atrocities and bad experiences, and you don't remember them, maybe you need to heal them. And once that you heal them, that sector or segment of your life that you have neutralized because of all the pain that you felt there, when you heal it, you bring it back to the same line of your life. You include again that segment into the line that you have been experiencing, that we call life. And when you do that, and you put your childhood, you put your teen times, you put your adulthood, and you put it all together, you say, oh my God, and then you start seeing things with more clarity of Jesus, now I understand what's going on. And that's how we are also awakening.
Yeah, so many patterns as well. And I noticed, like, during the healing process for myself, once I opened something that I wanted to heal from, or something that I was being called to heal from, as soon as I was doing that, memories were dropping in, memories that I didn't even remember. And like, but it was like, you've opened this can of worms, and then as soon as you open it up, then they're like, I noticed that for ages, it was just like little memories just dropping in, whether I was in my sleep or in my dreams or just in my head. And I was just like, I completely forgot about that. And then it was like you said, it was like adding up to the story. And I think, I mean, healing is just ever going, but like, you recognize the patterns, and you see things a lot clearer, like you said, like with a lot more clarity, because you notice. And before maybe you get caught in that traps again, you're like, oh yeah, this is another pattern. This is another pattern. This is a test. Like, I need to like get out.
It's a test that you are creating for yourself.
Yeah.
in order to at some point just surrender.
Yeah.
And say, enough with this, that I don't know why I'm imposing myself to prevent myself from experiencing this. Why I'm imposing? Why I'm making up obstacles or excuses in order for myself to don't experience such possible experience that I could create or have at some point in my near future. Why I'm self-sabotaging? Well, because all this stuff that we are healing, and that's why it's so important. That's why it's so important to understand that even if you are like this, even if you are watching a movie, even if you are cooking, even if you are with Jack playing, even if you are just watching a seagull flying in the sea, you are always healing. You are always moving that information, because the vibration from Earth, from the cosmos, and everything is also changing and is vibrating higher and higher. And that is making you also feel things that come to the surface. And then you start looking at them and saying, oh, hold on a second. This is something that needs to be done. Maybe I should meditate some time on this. And we might not have to go into a meditation state in order to deal with that, but just by being in the sea front and watching a seagull, maybe we heal during that process ourselves, because this is happening, and you all know this, that this is happening also when you are watching a movie. And you might be so into the movie, so much into the action that is happening there, but at the same time, you know that is a part of you processing all the information that is going on and saying, well, this is actually really similar. And movies in nowadays, they bring a lot of messages. They are channeled movies. The director, the producer, sometimes is the actor. They brainstorm, and in that brainstorm, a lot of channeling, divine information come through, and is actually part of the movie. And those messages are there, and those who are not offering resistance to these frequencies that are constantly changing, by just watching the movie, they don't even say anything. You just watch the movie, and you realize that by the end of the movie, you are like in a bubble, and you are like in a state of meditation, like, oh my God. Oh. And all of that, I watched the movie before, and I didn't get all of this, and it was there. It was there, but it was always there. What happened?
Even just like sitting and reflecting on it after, like that's what I've noticed. I've done a lot, which I never used to do. It would just be the end of the film and be like, okay, let's go and do something else. But like,
exactly, it's creating activity straight away.
Yeah.
After, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. But like, I've actually I've sat and reflected on that film, especially like if it's made me emotional. I'm like, well, what part is like of that is like triggering me? Why is that triggering me? Or it's just like, or you feel inspired, because that's what it is. It's like the directors and the producers and everything, it is like channeled messages, but it's inspiration. It's the wisdom that they hold within themselves as well. And they have been guided to like portray it like that. And it's even like, just even in music as well, it's just like some of the words, I think the more and more you become aware of like the beauty of everything. It's like when because you used to just listen to, like I've always listened to music, but even just going back to songs that I'd maybe listened to in my childhood, and I'm like, that actually has like a really good message, but I never heard it. I just liked it because it was like #1 in the top 40, and I just listened to it because it had a good beat to it. But when you listen to the words, you're like, wow, that really did have a message to share to the world. And I think that we were probably receiving it, even if we didn't know that we were.
Subconsciously, yeah.
Yeah.
Consciously,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it play that subconscious reflection or information. It played an amazing role, or it had a huge effect in many aspects of our life. But when we have consciously that reflection, it's exponentially multiplied in terms of results and experience and happiness. It's like a boom of wow. It's like it's awakening moments, and those awakening moments are pleasure for everyone. It's pleasure. Everybody feel pleasure from awakening. Everybody. Sometimes you might think that it's not, because sometimes it's more painful to know about things, but consider that it might be temporarily more painful to know the truth, but give a chance to that process, because eventually you're gonna really be grateful about going through all that pain just because of understanding truth and embracing truth again in your life.
Yeah.
So no matter what, don't fight against life, really. Just flow, surf, be, enjoy. And if someone try to plan your life, go away.
Yeah.
Go away. Stay with people who respect your freedom. 100%.
If you want to teach love, if you want to teach compassion, all you can do is be compassionate and love.